day, hi friend. Welcome to Curated Temperance Messages. These messages are specially curated to help you break out of perceived limitation. So I hope these messages suit you well. You know what? I just feel like something is very particular about this energy, or something is being revealed, or something is being swapped out or retraced, I guess. It's crazy, but I can't put my finger on it. But let's see what this is here, right? Because, like, what really is going on? Like, honey, let's see what this is here. Crystal clarity is up here. Illuminate your path with openness and insight. Radiate yourself for a newfound understanding of content. Okay, so the word content, okay, is like happiness or peace or calmness, right? It's like there's like chaos or something subsiding in an area where it shouldn't have been. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. You guys, I've just been chilling and doing self-love and self-care. And really just taking care of what my needs are. This energy is so supportive of me, but I don't know, it's still like this. Come on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Because what is going on for real? All right, so I've been in bed rest for a while, of course, okay? I just told you guys that I'm pregnant. I've been on bed rest for a few weeks. It hasn't been fun. So here I am, all right? Let's see what Spirit has up in this channel here. Yeah, crystal clarity came right back out. All right, clarify. Okay, let's clarify some things. Let's see. I want to try to let y'all kind of see what we're building up on here. So let's just go like that, okay? So crystal clarity is right back up here. Something is clearly evident here. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. So right now there's a difference between what's important and what's just in the way, like blankly flat out, right? I don't know if you guys can hear the sirens, but it could be something very significant about Archangel assistance. Archangel Michael, okay, could be significant. Archangel Metatron, okay. Archangel Uriel could be significant, okay. This could be around communication, mystery seeking even. I feel like there was something that was supposed to have been in the dark, or something that wasn't supposed to have been revealed, or somebody could have been trying to snoop around in somebody's business and realizing that something was not an important factor like how they were trying to make it seem to be here, okay? There's balance taking place in this energy as well, in love and career here. For some of you, this is a job opportunity where you're beginning to figure out what's the main objective here. For some of you, if this is about like promoting yourself in life even, you've been having to really figure out what's important and what isn't important. And I feel like it's because there's like some type of outside influences that want to get all up in your energy and see what's important to you. It's like there's like this standstill where what you do matters, in a sense where people just feel like they need to witness something. They need to witness something instead of like pushing up against you or trying to force your perspective to be a certain way, because this is giving like a clear perspective of like what's really going on here. And for some of you here too, this is like a lot of people didn't know that their hearts were going to be judged. And so if they ever tried to like throw you in the middle of their mess or something like that, like, and try to like you know, create a narrative or create confusion where clarity actually is important. It's like all that stuff is being balanced out here. A lot of people didn't want you to receive. They didn't want you to receive things that are in alignment with you, which is crazy because they don't know what's in alignment for you. They don't even know what you got going on. And if they were trying to target like things that they thought you thought were important or something like that, these people's out there rubbed ass minds. Let me just tell y'all that much, okay? For some of you, this is a dense energy that's really just been kind of making you feel like you're just flailing around or pushing up against something. And it's really like rigid resistance against you and what your goals are and who you are as a person. For some of you, you could have a lot of people watching you receive things. If people are watching you receive bliss and prosperity, they're watching you receive peace, they're watching you receive balance. And this could come from an area in your life where you could have felt like you were never going to find refuge with stuff, especially if it was something going on where people just kept on trying to make sure you ended up on the wrong side of everything. The wrong, you know what I'm saying? For some of you, this was like a alchemical regeneration, okay? An alchemical regeneration. All right, you see how this card is kind of like reflecting back on itself, like it's like a mountain or something reflecting back on itself, reflecting back on its heights, reflecting back on like reflecting on the future even, okay? It's like you're not at fault for knowing what's to come and locking down on that. And that's what people's problem is too, trying to like get in your way or trying to stand by and see what you're doing or what you're going to do about something. For some of you here, this was a matter of people wanting to make you feel left out or make you feel like you're not part of some form of wave of reciprocity or abundance, positivity even. It's really just hitting on like positivity and receiving, because it's an energy system. If people were trying to like drag your energy down by trying to like mess with your reputation or trying to swap identities because they really want to be where you are mentally and emotionally, for some of you here, you're gonna be receiving a lot of balance in the form of love and career here. Yeah. For some of you, this is educational, or this is your own philosophy that you've been following. Some people also too could have been targeting you because of your beliefs. They either are curious about what you believe in, or they are curious about what makes you you, and how do you come up with such conclusions about stuff? People just be all up in y'all stuff, honey. Ooh. Your wisdom intimidates a lot of people. Also, too, your wisdom allows for you to receive things. For some of you, I could be talking about your divinity, divine feminine or divine masculinity. For some of you here, this is a pivot where you have had to fight against what you truly know within versus what was trying to come up against you on the outside. And this could have been creating a gray area within your expansion of your own routines and health, okay? I love when this card comes out, enjoy the journey, okay? Because it's giving like sacral allowance energy, where it's like indulging in your pleasures, putting yourself on a pedestal, being confident, pushing past challenges and obstacles, perceived obstacles even. These perceived obstacles right here though was around other people wanting to hurry up and get to what is already within you and what is already aligned with you. It's like a whole bunch of childish curious copycat energy, and it's literally because people are intimidated, okay? And it's not even about people. That's the problem. It's not even about nobody on the outside. It's not even about other people trying to influence nothing. People just want to be important in your world because they know that you are a very magnetized person, okay? We got one last move up here, okay? It says you have come far on your journey. Keep going and you will soon see what you have accomplished. For some of you here, you've been keeping your moves private as well. Keeping your moves private but thriving, okay? And that's what's bringing a lot of this balance into your life here, okay? For some of you here, you've been needing to realize what you've been doing along the way. And it's probably because at times you've been losing focus because so much stuff, it's like the illusion that you need to be doing a bunch of things or multitasking all the time. But you actually need to slow down and let things be, okay? And it says trust yourself. Yeah. This is crazy because I'm picking up on this energy where a lot of people could be curious about things that they thought were important in your life. For some of you, people feel like they have unfinished business with you. They feel like they had to hurry up and do something to stop you from elevating or receiving. They feel like they had to just watch you from the foreground for a bit to make sure that your mind, your heart, your energy was set on something in a certain way out of their own comfortability here. Okay? For some of you here, this is crazy because it's like you had to trust yourself against all adversity. And maybe that's something that spirit could have been showing you, allowing for things to collapse around you just so that you can pay attention to your own inner strengths and inner power so that you wouldn't become unmotivated or lost along the way. It's like self-reliance. You could be very strong, like core values even. That's what this enjoy the journey is given. Sacral allowance, core values. Your core values align with things that are beginning to show its fruits for you, okay? And we've got open doors. I ain't said nothing but a word, baby. I'm telling you, okay? All right, so this is a very straightforward energy here. You're also very clear. You're being clear about things that it's kind of given like tailoring, okay? Doing the patching work, all right? Because some things could have been lingering around, or I would even say people could have been trying to leave an imprint in a certain way to be able to gesture towards your influence here. And it's like, there's something way deeper than this. You know what I'm saying? There's something way deeper. For some of you here, this is like, how do you say it? What used to be jealousy is now support, okay? Support from a distance, but it used to be hate from a distance. It used to be hastiness from a distance. Now it's support. Now it's, you know, people are changing their perspective about you. Now it's people are seeing, you know, what type of person you are, how you get things done, what's taking place. It's like you trusting yourself. It was supposed to reflect on if you didn't trust yourself, other people wouldn't trust you because they thought they had the ability to judge you based off of what they couldn't see in the unknown parts of you, okay? So this was more about what was internally important to you versus what the outside construction of things that were trying to push up against you, okay? For some of you, this is heavily rooted in spiritual warfare. The way I keep talking about things pushing up against you, this is heavily rooted in spiritual warfare, because in order for new doors to open, you have to shed off the old, because old keys don't open new doors. And when people know that, they want to perceive some type of limitation on you based on what they thought they were picking up, like an energy leak, okay, a aura puncture energy leak. This energy is coming right back up here. A aura puncture or an energy leak, where people are like trying to perceive that they know some things about you, or they know how you operate, so they can kind of calculate what your next move is, or what's taking place, or measure if you are having issues with something. And for some of you, these people are blocked. These people are blocked, and they kept trying to do things to come and get the news on you and get the tea on you, and they were not getting anything. Some people was just making up stuff, and some people are having these epiphanies where instead of them trying to be all up in your business, they should have been partnering with you to create balance. Especially if this is about love and career. A lot of people have missed out on friendships and endorsements with you. A lot of people have missed out on opportunities. They've missed out on the opportunities to collaborate with you that would have made things easier for them. They've made things hard for themselves, trying to exclude and degrade and measure what they thought you lacked, when the whole time, honey, you are someone to enhance. Like, you come into an environment, you leave things better than where it was originally. You come into somebody's life, you put a form of self-belief within them that they were lacking. You operate under a certain system, or you kind of know how to make sacrifices or compromise in a way, just so that other people can understand what it truly means to do teamwork or to balance things out. You are the one that initiates those types of shifts here, okay? This is giving catalytic energy here. But I feel like it's a thing where people kept trying to flip the narrative to make it out like they had to teach you something. They have to lesson you something. They're in your life to create some type of change within you, because you got something going on that you need to be working on and healing. And it's so fucking crazy, all these people doing this stuff, because they truly did not want to believe that the help that they were asking for, or the help that they needed, was coming from you. And that is what Spirit sent you there for. It wasn't for a good time or a long time. It was just for the time being, where things needed to be straightened out. And that's where people cannot get enough of this phenomenon, that you're better off without these things, okay? Oh, yeah, somebody's story is changing. Somebody's narrative is changing. They could have tried to involve you in some type of narrative, and it's not working out, so they're trying to change it up in some way. They've already picked a certain side. They've already stood their ground. They've already planted their feet, because they were 100% sure on what they were summoning. And now they want to change their narrative here. And in fact, too, now it's like they want you to add to the narrative, because they're realizing here that their deceptive ways have not gotten them anything. This is like that thing with like a hard-headed child. You keep telling them not to do something. You might educate them. You might even spend your time trying to let this child know that, hey, this is not a good idea. Stop doing this, blah, blah, this and that. You're going to get hurt. Let me show you why you're going to get hurt. Let me show you why you should do this instead. Let me show you what the safer alternative is. Like, you just kept breaking stuff down to somebody, or you just kept trying to show, what the greater good of something was in these environments with these people. And instead of them being open-hearted and open-minded and allowing for themselves to really anchor themselves into a real form of truth here, they just played it like it was a joke, like you just done said the wrong thing, played the wrong thing, you played the wrong part in something. These are traps that other people have set for themselves. They don't want to flip the narratives around on you anymore, because at first they thought they were going to be receiving something. It's like if people were thinking they knew, like, oh, collective, you come into my life to help me and stuff like that. I don't want to use your existence. I don't want to use your help for that. I want to use it for this. Or you think you got something to tell me? I don't want to take your advice. I want to do this instead, but I hear what you're saying. Or yeah, you can help me, but what I'm gonna do while you're helping me is go and do this real quick, because what you don't know is you about to come up over here and be useful in this area. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? What is going on? Yeah, because somebody was thinking that they were just going to use you or put you in a position to where they can control something without your real input. It's like in a way of like saying, like, you're not worth what you think you are. I'm finna show you what your worth is. I'm finna do this. I'm finna do that. This is what this is. This is like, nah, honey. For some of you, these people is under investigation here. These people have been under investigation here because you might be winning too hard. Okay? You might be winning too hard. You might be winning too hard. And this could be in a sense where whatever they was saying about you, whatever they was making up about you, whatever they was trying to triangulate you in, it was all to make you look a certain way, for a certain narrative that they kept trying to secretly spit against you without you knowing. You're not crazy, you're not stupid, you're not belligerent, you're not lacking nothing. It's all them. So if they put themselves in this position where they could do something behind your back, and just have you out here looking crazy, you know, just because they felt like they could control something or control your responses or your reactions here, it would prove that whatever they were saying or doing against you was true. But this was like so crazy because you just naively got your own thing going on. You got your own life. You got your own, like for people to sit there and have to watch you just so they could try to put two and two together from what they thought was information on you. Because the easiest thing for them is to make up something against you than to work with you. Or they thought the easiest thing to do was to make up something against you than to work with you. What they thought was the easiest thing was to come up against you with all these extra people and all these extra influences to prove that there is something that you are hiding, or there is something that doesn't add up with you, or there is something with you that you are protecting because you're trying to seem to be perfect, or you're trying to trick other people into certain things when they are the ones that are tricking everybody. So people are under investigation here, okay? There is something, so it's like in this investigation here, it's like what people are understanding is that it was never fated, it was never destined for them to be against you. And that's why things are turning around here. Because people really just was thinking they was finna make you do anything. Like, this is like teamwork or something. Like, yeah, you just got to get with the program. I'm going to just make you fit where I want to put you. But trying to be funny because they were thinking they had some type of authority that was never given to them. You know your worth here. That's what it boils down to. You know your worth. You're not finna just settle for anything. You're not finna just do anything. You're not finna just let anything slide. But it's like you have this confidence about you where you don't have to put your hands on people. You don't have to tell nobody nothing. You don't have to prove nothing. It's just all, It's just all within your character. It's just all within how you operate here. And that's the strongest thing about it, because all these people have been doing, you see this card represents perfectionism, burnout. All people have been doing is coming to you with these weapons and these tools and all that. Okay, weapons that form don't prosper. Narratives that form don't prosper. Okay, no weirdo formed against me shall prosper. Okay. For some of you here, you could have been dealing with this in your family systems of like your upbringing. Some of you could have been fighting over, you know, like who you are as a person. For some of you, this could have been someone from the past that kind of orchestrated an entire community of people to try to tear you down in a way so that you would pay attention to something that they wanted you to pay attention to here, but they missed the lesson. Like I said, it's giving catalytic energy because people are not realizing that you're not here for a good time or a long time. Okay, you're here for whatever the thing is that they need to be doing. Okay, and if you don't do that, it's not at your expense that people get to tear you down with them. It's not at your expense why people are stagnant. It's not at your expense at all, just because you're helping or just because you're around or just because they try to, you know, hold on to you in a certain way while they know that they are not doing anything for themselves. Okay, there's a new skill that you could have been learning, or there's a new skill that you could have learned that is putting you in this very abundant winning energy here. Okay, there's something about the way that you are expressing something that is showing people that you are not the one to be fucked with, honey. There's something about the way that you nurture yourself, your life, your goals, your mindset, your energy, everything about you that is setting you apart from these weird ass people. Okay, there's something about what you're loyal to or what you used to be loyal to, possibly even breaking chains and breaking out of all this crazy stuff here. And also too, it could be something significant about your throat chakra, the way that you stand in your truth, the way that you pronounce yourself, which kind of changed the trajectory of how people come at you now, or even it changes the way that people try to come at you with stuff. For some of you here, this could have been somebody trying to get away with a bogus contract here, and because everything then fell apart and they're still trying to play a role or a part with it, it's like they don't know what to do to straighten it out because it already went too far, or they just don't want to look like they were the main aggressor against you, but it's too late because you could already know who was behind it and you could already know what their prerogative was. It's like people didn't want to be predictable in the ways against you, in the storylines against you. If something was supposed to hurt your reputation, mess up your job, mess up your love life, mess up your structure, your stability, your money, it was because somebody did not want to admit that all of those things that was created or structuralized with them was coming from your help, your support, and your acknowledgement of them. It's like they did not want you to know that they needed your validation, or they could have been trying to act like they were doing all this extra stuff and moving stuff around in their life just so that they can finally reciprocate something to you. But even still, you were never gonna get nothing out of it. They just wanted to anchor you so that they could feed off of you, or so that they could study you and stuff. But this investigation energy is given like studying you so that they could come up with the next best thing, except for you're not going to get appreciated for it, or even you're not even supposed to know that people are watching you and surveying you while they formulate and speculate new programs and new ideas and new systems of stuff, because they really not finna include you in it, but they just need you there so that they could come up with something enough to help them along or to get something started. Like this catalytic energy here is crazy, because people was doing all this because they thought you didn't know who you were. They thought you didn't know how stuff go. They thought you didn't know what was to take place. They were really just relying on your pure emotional reaction. relying off of your pure confusion or your pure imbalances, or relying on your emotional responses to fuel them, because they really thought that they had a piece of something from you that they thought they extracted. Okay. And now it's like they're realizing that they messed up. And for some of you, like I keep saying, this is family. This is family, or this is connected to family, a friend of a family. This could even be an ex in their family, a whole community of people that thought they were setting things up to extract things from you, to try to trap you and place a narrative into something without your consent, just because they felt like they had the rights to do it. And now all along, now they're realizing it would have been smarter to include you in it, or to work with you in a way where the confusion or the messiness could be cleaned up. But instead, they caught themselves trying to utilize something in a way that was never for them to even use. And that's why all this stuff is going on, where whatever they were doing against you, they actually did it against themselves. It's happening to them. Everything they said about you, they were saying it about themselves, because now it's happening to themselves. Some of these people, this is crazy right here. This is crazy. There could be something where people was trying to get on your nerves because they felt like you were holding things in. And they felt like the stuff that you were holding in has something to do with them. And they felt like if it has something to do with them, they could find a way to pull at your heartstrings about it, just to get you to give them something. And now, whatever you were holding in, or whatever is going on here, it ain't what people thought it was. Somebody didn't want you to know that they paired up with their family to try to create traps around you so that they could all come up against you and make you feel enclosed here. They were trying to become your setback, put themselves in your way here, instead of being responsible enough to do what they got to do for themselves. Yeah, cause and effect. Somebody was trying to turn a blind eye. It was like they wanted to set you up and then turn a blind eye like nothing happened. And now all of a sudden everybody is going into darkness, because you cannot push your problems onto someone else. You cannot pry into somebody's happiness because you are unhappy. You cannot create rumors, gossip, narratives, traps, setups, or anything to free yourself from something that you chose to trap yourself in. All this stuff that was going on that was supposed to be out of your energy, currency, your energetic money. Even I would even say energetic money, because if you're going through a lot where people are constantly attacking you, or you're constantly hearing about rumors, or people are making sure they could be in your energy just to hate you, or random people trying to come up against you or come up to you even to see where you at mentally and emotionally, that's going to tear you down. It's going to mess up your focus. It's going to make you feel like something is wrong even when everything is okay. And they knew that, and they still did it. Somebody was paying people or promising people fake stuff. Somebody could have promised somebody some money to help them antagonize you, to help them mess up your reputation, or to help them keep tabs. They promised somebody some form of money for something to come up against you, and them and whoever they got close, they all owe you now. Okay? They all owe you now. Yeah. Because they're realizing here that they don't have no protection. They used all these people as a form of protection against you because they're really afraid of you. But instead of them showing it as fear, they decided to get a bunch of people so that they could seem bigger than you, so they could seem like the big bad wolf, so they could seem like, oh, I know how to get your guards to come down. I'm going to just rally up a whole bunch of people. I'm going to just orchestrate, come up with all this crazy stuff. That'll sit you down. That'll make you pay attention. That'll put you where you need to be. All because they are not where they feel like they should be. They're looking at you, your life, and who you are as a person and feeling like they should be where you're at and you should be where they are. And that doesn't make no sense at all. You could be an alchemist here, okay? An alchemist. Or you could have been doing alchemy here, which could have created a lot of destruction within other people's lives here. And it was simply because of the fact that people kept trying to hold on to your energy signature. And the minute you decided to stop giving to these people, these environments, these jobs, or whatever this was, and they were sitting up there trying to do some type of investigation on you so that they could pivot and catapult themselves to some form of success, all that shit collapsed a long time ago. It collapsed a long time ago. And people are just now trying to show up and kind of, they're afraid to admit their faults, but they're just trying to show in a certain way that they had something to do with it, but they're trying to repent, or they're trying to allow for the stuff that's going on to happen, because now they know that if they keep going any further, stuff is going to continue to be dismantled for them, okay? Like, yeah, yeah. Life is all about balance and destruction. When you leave something behind, it is a form of renewal. It's not supposed to stay there. It's not supposed to stay open. So whoever was trying to pry this door open so that they could keep niching at your energy and trying to, mess up opportunities for you and stuff, because they want you to be anchored to something, because they just felt like it's unfair, or they have something that they thought you needed, or they got something that they know you finna come back and chase after because you're gonna be incomplete without it. That's them. They feel incomplete without you. And it's not in a way where it's love. It's in a way where they're addicted to your energy, so much to a point where they are stagnant, they are codependent, and they're unmotivated. Like they don't got shit going for themselves at all, but was dependent on your energy to keep holding stuff up. A lot of people did not expect for you to overcome these things. How wouldn't you overcome these things when these things were made up, set up, and orchestrated in a sense of somebody else being upset because they just refuse to acknowledge what's really happening in their life? This is crazy. Like it really just don't make no sense. Now doors are open for you, and these people, they cannot come where you are headed. They cannot be where you're at. They don't even have the same capacity to intake what the divine has reserved for you. So now it's like they have to watch you receive, watch you be abundant, watch you be blissful, watch you be prosperous, watch you accept everything that's already for you. Now it could have been crazy for a little bit because things take time, and that's what they were depending on, thinking that things weren't going to come to you because things take time in the first place. That's not even logical. Oh, if I stop so and so from doing this, they're never going to get to X, Y, and Z, because now I just put this pivot in their way. Now they're going to have to turn back around and come back and do this and do. No, things take time. And when you don't know that, you will embarrass yourself trying to put your good foot forward where there is no purpose or alignment to manifest anything. Things take time. That's the lesson here for these folks. You don't try to denounce divine intervention for comfortable lies, narratives, schemes, trades, operations, studies, systems, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is like a whole empire or civilization that just thought they was eating off you, eating off of your destruction, eating off of your demise, eating off of, whatever they figure out over there, they're figuring it out for everything. So we just gotta wait for that person. But on the low, it's this thing of, well, I don't know how they're gonna do that because I have something that they need. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah, somebody is not getting opportunities that they thought would be open to them. And somebody does not want to utilize a strategy that they were using to keep people reeled in. It could have been a form of flirtation, lust, quid pro quo. It could have been a form of pump faking. It could have been a form of flexing. It could have been something that they was doing. They don't want to do it no more. They were faking some type of opportunities thinking that it was going to take from you here. They don't want to do it no more. There are people that are realizing that there's no correlation within something that was going on here. For some of you here, this is a withdrawal, okay? You could be experiencing a withdrawal. It could be a withdrawal of this spiritual warfare or a withdrawal of like I was saying earlier, hate turning into support. Like, oh, I withdraw my stance against you because now I see did this, let me change it around. Let me do this, let me do that, blah, blah, this and that. There's a withdrawal taking place, okay? For some of you, this was somebody or some operation they didn't want to withdraw because they were trying to see something through, okay? They were trying to see something through with you, but it was against you. See, I told you so-and-so was doing this. That's what I was waiting for. See, I knew that would happen. That's why I set this up. Or, oh yeah, I got an emergency plan just for stuff like that and that, this and that. But no. For some of you here, you could have been dealing with somebody trying to pry into your intuition or your intellect because they were studying you so hard they thought they knew what your end goal was. They thought they knew what your end goal was to a point where they thought it was amusing to even see something, to see a perceived struggle, to see a perceived challenge or obstacle, to see a perceived setback, knowing that they were the ones creating the setbacks because they had not understood that you were working on rising up from something that did not have nothing to do with them. Like if you were already gonna go and get a new job and you were just dealing with working somewhere that was a crappy environment or a hostile workplace, they was sitting up there thinking that your life was falling apart and you didn't have money for something, or you just was struggling real bad because you didn't have no other way to go about something. Or if you're dealing with love or stability or whatever, they just wanted to be able to see, oh, that's not going to last long. That person's not going to have those friendships or nothing anymore. And it's because there's a certain thing going on with them where people are going to start to see who they really are. Now, if you turn the tables, people are starting to see who they really are. They can't get no jobs. They can't get no connections, no friendships, no nothing now. Because all the people that they use to try to perceive this narrative against you, they are realizing that this energy here was just trying to do that against you just so they can put themselves on a pedestal that they do not deserve, that they are not aligned with, that is not even theirs. This is ridiculous. Somebody was being stubborn here and inflexible. Instead of working with you, they tried to come up against you like they had the option to come up against you. Now they're realizing within themselves that they are a messed up person. Now they want your help. Now they want to understand what it is that you preserve for yourself. Now they want to begin to respect and understand your reputation. Now they want to respect your work ethic. Now they want to respect you because they see that you are a pure-hearted person, or they see how you delegate and how you operate and stuff, and why it works for you, and why it creates flow within you, why it creates abundance within you. But beforehand, wasn't nobody pre-thinking that. Beforehand, wasn't nobody being considerate enough to understand that stuff just ain't gonna go your way no matter who you try to rally up, no matter who you try to, like, everybody just follow the leader. And they done got led down the wrong pathway here. They done got led by just all types of fakeness and demonic entitlement and all that. Now they sitting up here dealing with their own expectations of cleaning up their own mess. You cannot expect for somebody to do something or to dedicate or delegate themselves to something that don't have nothing to do with them. Okay? This don't have nothing to do with you, collective. It never did. They're in regrets and all types of shit. People was thinking they were helping and doing all this and doing all that. Weapons that form don't prosper, honey. Your confidence could be getting restored here, okay? If they could deter your confidence, they could deter your alignment. If they could mess up communication or sell some type of quick-witted fantasies or pipeline dreams about who you are or what's going on, they felt like they would get the better end of everything here. For some of you, it's people staying away from you. It's people in communities that are vowing to stay away from you because they know that they were a part of some type of messed up operation against you that got them facing sudden small losses over time. And guess what the overtime is? The overtime is the time that you are right now open to receiving. So they done lost everything in a rat's trail just to watch you receive everything. They did not know they were facing losses over time because, again, they were thinking that they were successfully coming up against you with this narrative. They didn't see what they were losing. They didn't see what they were sacrificing coming up against you. They was thinking you was losing everything. They was convincing people that you was going through something. They was convincing people that you got some type of wrongs that you need to right. Now they're seeing what all they've lost over time. And they're seeing you continue to be gracious. I'm telling you, energy is receipts. Okay? Energy is fucking receipts, baby. Okay? Like, for real. Confirmation. There's an inheritance correction going on here. People are literally shitting bricks because they know they have to face you again. And they only have to face you again because whatever they did to try to come up against you and to, tear you to shreds, they have to come and make amends. But they know it ain't shit gonna be sweet, friendly, funny. It's gonna be strictly business. And they have to deal with whatever the consequences are behind it. Okay? For some of you, this is opportunities coming through here. People that were trying to purposely discredit you or purposely count you out. They got to rehearse how they finna come to you. They got to rehearse how they're going to come and kind of, oh, hey, blah, 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 this and that. What do you think about this? They have to rehearse how they're going to undo the evil that they thought they were trapping you in. They have to rehearse and huddle up. And even here too, if they all fell out with each other, once they began to realize that the plan against you didn't work, they all are rehearsing how to come together now in order to dispute the issue. They are rehearsing what they're going to do, how they're going to, because they don't want to create any more fuck ups than what's already done happened against them. They have to rehearse. They are scared, shaking in their boots, honey, because no matter what, doors are open for you. They've been open. Things take time. And when you don't know that, and your soul is immature and inexperienced in life, because you allow for the devil and you allow for the wicked to construct confinement within you, okay, we're going to have to wrap this reading up because it's over with. Somebody has a caged bird mentality here, okay? If they could make it out like you got some form of secrets or problems that you're running from, it would allow for them to get further in life than where they are right now. But these are the people that are encaged. They are encaged because they thought they were going to come up against somebody over some shit that never had nothing to do with them in the first place. They just wanted to be important. They wanted to create this thing where they knew how to get your attention back, or they knew how to get you to respond, or they knew how to be able to control and satellite your movement with everything, because they just was thinking that you were upset for a little bit, or they just was thinking you were being irrational about the things you were concluding and the truths that you were speaking. All along, the things you were concluding and the truths you were speaking were factual evidences, okay? We finna clean this up and get up out of here, okay? Because it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just surprised by this message because, like, what is going on? For real. All right, you guys. That is all I have for you. Later, babes.